I think like
surely.
I mean, here.
My lawyers chewed me the out for that one. You know, the first thing they said after that was, they said, Sam, you have only one thing to tell you. You have to promise that you never, ever, ever say you up again.
Today we have an exclusive interview with Sam Bankman-Fried.
Like, the only reason why he still has like any kind of money at the moment is because he stole a hack occurred when FTX was completely collapsing, and they don't know, like, a couple $1 million in funds were moved around in the hack that occurred. You know, so I wonder where that money went.
Fried discussing the bankruptcy of his billion-dollar company FTX, why he hates when people talk about his love life, and his massive donations to political parties. Now, since going bankrupt and being accused of fraud, Sam's been mostly quiet. But recently that changed when he gave an interview to a citizen journalist, Tiffany Fong. Now, we've actually talked about Tiffany's work on the show before. Last time she released an insider call of a different billion-dollar fraud, Celsius. This time she's talking to Sam Bankman-Fried. And since I know a lot about FTX, hopefully I can provide some context and fact-checking where needed, because Sam, he lies a lot. Now, we'll be talking to Tiffany later, but for now, let's talk about one of the biggest claims in the call. You might have heard by now that Sam was the second largest Democrat donor in 2022, which, in addition to his significant donations to news outlets, might have been one of the reasons that he was covered so favorably, with an image of being the most generous billionaire. But ultimately, Sam told Tiffany on a call that this wasn't the full story.
They donated about the same amount to both parties this year. That was not generally known because, despite Citizens United being literally the highest profile Supreme Court case of the decade and the thing everyone talks about when they talk about campaign finance, for some reason, in practice, no one can possibly fathom the idea that someone in practice actually gave dark. So, I don't know, all my Republican donations were dark.
Wow. Sam is claiming he gave Republicans the same amount, but under the table. The Citizens United ruling that he's referring to, it allows people.
Yeah, no, America. No, that's why remember when I said, he said he was going to give $1 billion to the Democratic Party, and he was like, oh, never mind, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, no, that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, I'm confused. How do these campaigns spend their money? Surely that's getting funneled into all these weird places, because how does it cost that many billions of dollars to do an ad? And
crazy advertising.
Yeah, the number of ads grows, the expense of the ads grows, consultants, you're paying so many consultants, dude. Consultants that are consulting upon the consultation of other consultants, you know, all the way down. There's a lot of nephews in DC, okay? A lot of fucking wheels need to be greased. But yeah, that's just how it works. It's just also like a slush fund. That you can move around to other political campaigns down the line. One of my favorite things that Trump does is, like, he'll be like, oh, give to Herschel Walker's campaign. And if you give Trump $1, a penny goes to Herschel Walker, which is crazy. He's like, yes, I'm raising money for Herschel Walker. Give me $100 and $1 will go to Herschel Walker. It's crazy.
His fundraising stuff is pretty cool, though, because we keep getting all the Trump, like, fundraising emails. And he has cool stuff. Like, you can get like a ball signed by him and all that stuff for donating.
Yeah, no, I
that
look,
as well.
I mean, look.
I always get annoyed that it's like the emails trick you. They seem like they're actually addressed to you. Like,
hey, Hasan, I have a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what the fuck, dude? Why'd you say that? Wait, hold on. Here, I'll show you. Like, I get messages from Trump. Yeah. Hand-signed Trump 2024 announcement speech. It could be yours. Donald J. Trump wants to send it to his #1 patriot.
How does he sign a speech?
He has an announcement speech, and he signed it.
Like the script?
Yeah.
Like a signature at the bottom.
On a script?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love that. They always like gas you up. They always juice you. They're like, you're my #1 patriot. No one like it. Nobody better.
People to donate so-called dark money to influence politicians. In other words, Sam wouldn't be required to disclose that donation. And the reason he wanted to do it this way was so that basically the journalists would like him more.
And the reason was not for regulatory reason. It's because reporters freak the out if you donate to Republicans. They're all super liberal. And didn't want to have that fight, so I just made all the Republican ones dark.
All right, there's a lot to unpack here. Let's start with the fact, is this even true? I don't know. I have no idea. He could be lying. Sam lies all the time. For example, anyone remember when he said FTX was solvent?
Well, he's not a liar all the time, because he did say that his company was basically a Ponzi scheme. That was cool. Yeah. When he admitted, like, to financial journalists that his company was basically a Ponzi scheme. That was cool. Or I think he also admitted that, like, the whole long-termism and the effective altruism shit that he believes is, like, actually just fraudulent. And that, of course, he was going to support it because, like, they wanted to give me money and thought I was a good person. Like, I'm going to go along with that. That sort of thing. He also was honest when he openly admitted that his league account is, like, bronze 3 or bronze 1, which is
horrible rating.
Yeah. So, not great.
Right before it went bust? Yeah. So, because of that, because I don't know if he's lying, I decided I'd try to verify these dark money donations. Go figure, I couldn't because the money is, it's dark. You're not supposed to be able to find it. But either way, if he's lying, this looks bad for him. But if he's telling the truth, it looks worse. I mean, it shows you how cynical Sam was. He never cared about politics. He cared about power and perception. That's why he played both sides. So he always would come out on top. And worst of all, they bought it. The media loved him. Some of them still love him. And going back to the part about trustworthy, though, this is what's kind of hard about covering Sam in general. Everything has an asterisk or a question mark next to it because, unfortunately, Sam is very biased against not going to jail. He wants that to be the outcome here. So everything we talk about needs to be viewed through that lens. So for the next part of this call, I want to talk about an example of how Sam lies and obfuscates the truth, because so much of it is about trying to craft an image with Sam. Obviously, we just talked about how he tried to craft an image of being this generous billionaire, but after the FTX blow up, well, he can't be that anymore. What's the new image? Well, instead of being a fraud, the new image is a smart guy who made an embarrassing mistake. And you'll hear that in how he answers this next question, which is essentially talking about the backdoor in FTX, which was used to defraud customers. And pay attention to how he answers it.
See, I mean, I feel like there was something about a backdoor that allowed you to execute commands that could alter the company's financial records without alerting others. Something like that. That this was put in place. I think that was a Reuters article, which made it seem like you secretly were moving money in the background.
Huh? Wait, and this is something that I would be doing?
I don't know. It kind of said that SBF put like a secret backdoor so that he was moving funds to Alameda and it was undetected. Like this was something that you put into place potentially. I mean, that's how it read on the article.
Well, that's interesting. So that I can tell you is definitely not true.
Okay.
I don't even know how to code. Is the honest, embarrassing answer. So I certainly wasn't like building some backdoor in the system. I could barely use the system.
Wait, this motherfucker can't even code. I didn't hear it. I told you, they're not eating the rest of it.
Yeah, we didn't realize. We're like, this is so much sushi. What's happening?
Yeah, they just ate most of your sushi. I'm sorry. That's my problem. That's how these Australians are. You know, you gotta watch out for them. Yeah, that's true. I forgot that you also got sushi, but it's okay. No, there's enough there. What do you mean? Yeah. I did not realize that this dude can't even code. That's crazy. I really got to stop being fooled by nerd-coded people.
Yeah.
Like, he's just so nerdy and so neurodivergent that my expectation immediately is like, oh, that's a coder guy. Yeah, like, he definitely did some coding. And I was wrong, and I apologize.
Instead, he was completely useless and did nothing.
Yeah, well, he didn't even have that.
People. Like,
and just employed another nerd to code.
It's just
and
that
make the backdoor.
Yeah.
That's right. I knew this system pretty well from a user interface perspective. But I literally never opened the code.
They make him look so good.
So, for any of that,
that's true. He does not look like
that.
So
I certainly didn't build a backdoor in there, and I don't know exactly what they're referring to.
I find this response to be so telling. Because Sam is lying here while telling the truth. I mean, it is technically correct that he didn't build the backdoor in FTX for Alameda. But he wasn't even the person accused of building it. Because it turns out Tiffany had misremembered the Reuters article. It wasn't Sam, it was Sam's right-hand man, Gary Wang, who was accused of building it. Now, this is obviously a simple mistake, and Sam would know what she's talking about, who she's talking about, and that Gary had built it. But instead of answering the real question, Sam uses this minor slip-up to create a loophole for himself to dodge accountability. Oh, what, I coded it? No, I didn't code it. I don't code. That's clearly a lie because I don't code at all. See? This couldn't be true because I don't code. And he frames everything as this preposterous idea while full well knowing that his partner is the guy who built it. And he uses it to dodge the part of the story where he stole money and springboards into the part where he can sell his preferred narrative. You know, that he just made an embarrassing mistake.
But they try and give you the nearest neighbor to that. The thing that is true that most resembles that statement, which is that there was a up long, and I was wrong. I was incorrect on Alameda's balances on FTX by a fairly large number, an embarrassingly large one, and it was because of a very poorly labeled accounting thing, which was a historical artifact of a time before when from before FTX had bank accounts, and the result of that was basically there was a time way back yonder when people would wire money to Alameda and then have to be credited on FTX. That just basically never got screwed up. And that was a pretty big miss, and meant that Alameda was substantially more leveraged than I thought it was. I don't know if that's what that comment's talking about, but that's the best thing I can, the sort of closest thing I can think.
I don't know why they're not getting to the heart of the story. Did he fucking have a polycule with the Alameda chick and the 7 other people that were living in the fucking compound or not? I need to know. And I'm sick and tired of acting like I don't need to know.
Do they all look like him, or what's the?
They're all goobers for sure. They all look like a bunch of goobers.
That sounds terrifying.
Sounds
Threesomes
amazing.
are scary enough, man. I can't imagine with people. Oh god.
Tumblr blog link. Yeah.
sorry.
Wow. This is just a picture of a different person.
Yeah. Wow. No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It is the CEO of Alameda and his girlfriend.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But even then, wow, dude. Wait, what do you mean? Listen, ugly girls on top. Okay, somebody's got to ride for them. Tumblr blog link to ex-Alameda CEO explored race science in imperial Chinese harem and polyamory. I love that.
That's fine.
They're just such weird nerds. It wasn't enough to just be a regular conservative. They were let's.
But he's not even a nerd. He doesn't even code. He's infiltrated this group.
No, he just likes, first of all, he looks like a nerd.
He does.
He looks like a gigantic goober. But I think he's just nerd. I mean, he plays League. That's pretty nerdy. Someone says she's not ugly, just a massive goober. Wait, is it raining? It's kind of crazy. You guys brought fucking rain with you, I think.
I don't think I've seen rain in LA yet.
Yeah, I haven't either.
What?
Ever. It never rains out here.
How does anyone survive here? Where does the water come from?
Colorado.
They pump it in or something?
No, literally. Colorado is part of it.
If it doesn't rain much, how do they handle the water? Does it all just flood?
What do you mean? Oh, when it does rain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go for a swim.
Yeah. The roads are shit. The infrastructure is not ready for it. Anyway. All right. Legal Eagle posted an FTX vid. Okay, I'm not going to watch another FTX vid, bro. It's kind of getting kind of boring. They don't talk about the sex ever.
Go for it.
This is the image Sam wants to sell you. One where he didn't steal money. He just fell prey to a mistake, a historical artifact, an accounting error. Honestly, sounds like it could happen to anyone. You forget you had that number in the spreadsheet, and oops, it turned out to be $8 billion of your customers' money. Now, he's not explicit about what this accounting error was, but I can guess based on what he said, because back in the day, FTX didn't have a bank account for customer funds, so they had customers wire money to Alameda Research, their sister company, instead of FTX, and FTX would then just credit that money to their customers' accounts. So I'm guessing Sam's explanation here is that they mislabeled those incoming funds to Alameda as Alameda's funds, and then somehow forgot that they owed those FTX people their money. It's just a number on a website somewhere. When they go out to cash it out, all of a sudden it's I thought that was Alameda's money. That's the strongest defense I can maybe think of here, that, oh, we had this complicated accounting system that was confusing and we screwed up, oopsie doopsie, we lost $8 billion. And crucially, you'll notice that Sam's explanation requires no amount of fraud or stolen money. It's just a poorly labeled account. It's an embarrassing mistake. And we even saw this end up on one of Sam's internal spreadsheets as a, quote, hidden, poorly internally labeled fiat account, which he says actually explains most of this story.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Like, he did that on purpose. He left it out. He left it like that on purpose to...
It got leaked.
To basically put the he knew that it was going to be leaked. To basically put a fucking out for himself in there. I think it's kind of crazy. Wait, what? Court filing claims Bahamas government ordered SBF, FTX, and Gary Wang to transfer assets to a Bahama government-controlled wallet while 2 executives were in custody of the Bahama authorities. This occurred after FTX had already filed for bankruptcy.
That's awesome. I'm glad the Bahamas are getting in on it.
Bombshell court filing claims Bahamas government ordered fallen crypto CEO Sam Bankman-Fried to hack FTX systems and transfer assets to the island nation after he filed for bankruptcy.
Well, that's the best case scenario.
Yeah, they should get some.
Yeah.
I don't want that motherfucker to have like jet money. Like, no. I want, give it to the fucking Bahamian government.
Yeah.
FTX management accuses Bahamas of disrupting the firm's U.S. bankruptcy. In connection with investigating a hack on Sunday. I mean, I'm sure that they're not the... I mean, there's a reason why a lot of these motherfuckers are in the Bahamas. Like, it's probably very corrupt. But, you know.
Maybe some of that money will filter down and we'll get a new Who Let the Dogs Out. That'd be sick.
That's the national economy. That's what they're doing over there. No, like, maybe build some housing. Who knows?
They don't have a tax rate there, do they? It's like 5% or something.
I have no idea. I have no fucking idea.
I've looked into this.
That's very suspicious. Very suspicious that big YouTuber has looked into tax havens. Okay, Logan Paul.
Yeah, because of Logan Paul. That's why.
Logan Paul got you. Logan Paul got you learning about different islands, dude. Yeah, I did a thing. It's called I did a tax fraud. I did a tax shelter. Most of the taxes in the Bahamas are optional. What? That's cool.
You can opt in. I feel like paying tax today. I don't.
Yeah, what the fuck does that mean, dude?
It's effective altruism. You just choose when your tax money will be most effective.
I love that. Today, Forbes posted a tweet with an article referring to Caroline Capital as Queen Caroline. They deflected from the true political motives by calling the criminal a darling of the alt-right. All-right, in the past, Forbes and SBF on cover with, quote, admitting no knowledge of crypto. These are like the maximalists who hate them, is it? Or yeah, I think so. There are like crypto maximalists and crypto evangelists that like hate these guys too because they wanted to like regulate crypto marketplaces, but they wanted to regulate it, in their favor. They wanted to do regulatory capture, but they were like a lot of the crypto, like the true loyalists of crypto, who are like the real libertarians. You know what I mean? Who ride or die for abolishing age of consent laws and stuff. Like those were the guys that were really mad at Sam Bankman-Fried. You know? Anyway, let's continue with this video.
This whole long saga.
Also, you guys don't have to sit here for as long as you... I mean, you can leave whenever you want if you're fucking bored or whatever.
4 years ago. And that was like 2/3 of the whole saga.
Now, this has to be one of the most transparent dog
greetings and salutations.
Excuse, just in the world of high finance. You know, I mislabeled an account. I just accidentally labeled your money as my money. Oops. Sorry, guys. Lost $8 billion there. Didn't mean to do that. I mean, again, this is me reading into what he's said here about why he lost it. We still don't know exactly what this internally labeled account is. I'm just trying to give the best explanation from the available evidence. But either way, Sam claims that even despite all of this, the real mistake was actually declaring bankruptcy in the first place. Because without it, well, things would kind of be fine.
And like, then the saga ends, and I honest to God believe if I hadn't filed for bankruptcy, all users would be whole and withdrawals would...
I told you, at the half of the hour, I'm running a 1-minute ad without fucking doing a segue. Shut the fuck up.
Be on that kick right
now. Not that you can hear me. You can't hear me because... What does that sound?
Sound like a trumpet.
Yeah, it's my family probably. I told you 3 minutes in the beginning and then a 1 minute in the middle of the hour. Also, a lot of you motherfuckers now are begging for the fucking Segways. It's weird. Some of you motherfuckers used to talk shit about the Segways, and now that I'm running ads with a Segway and then some without, interesting that all the motherfuckers who were talking shit about the Segways are no longer. What is this? I did a thing needs to explain this before he leaves.
Oh, that was this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that shit, LA is cold, though. You're right.
Real cold.
I could have told you. No one told me LA gets cold. I didn't pack a single pair of long pants. Dude, you were...
Every time we've been here, it's been so warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, at night.
It's always sunny. It doesn't rain. I thought it's just nice the whole
at night. I need Segway, so I know you're a real one. I mean, listen, dude. The quiet majority loves the ads of the hour debate, even from you. Yeah. Forgive them. It's summer in Australia right now. Oh yeah. I forgot. You guys have a weird situation down there.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're trying to bring it back into the
global warming,
standard.
baby. Yeah.
And not just U.S., international as well. And I might still get there. We'll see. I don't know. It might happen. It might not. But 8 minutes after I filed for bankruptcy, $4 billion more came in of liquidity.
Are you able to add it to the estate?
I'm working on it, but the current trustees of the estate would rather burn it all to the ground out of shame and attempt to find a way to bring more value to customers. So right now I'm stuck in a jurisdictional battle between countries over the bankruptcies.
All right, a lot more to unpack here. Sam claims that FTX and FTX US would have basically been fine had he not filed for bankruptcy because he got...
That lovely singing.
Oh?
No way.
She's not singing. She's just watching something incredibly loudly.
I thought maybe she could be a great singer.
Yeah. No, that's insane.
That's
okay,
really
that's
good.
like world class. What the fuck?
$4 billion in liquidity minutes after filing. Now, the problem with this is that we just have no evidence any of this is true. And given all the past claims of Sam that have proved to be wrong, like his solvency, I find this very uncredible. It's very convenient when you think about it that, oh, we got a bailout right after I can't help anything anymore. And that those darn bankruptcy lawyers just want to burn it all down. Somehow, I doubt that anybody would turn down $4 billion for customers. But that appears to be...
Given what his solution was to fix the fucking problem of liquidity because of the fake tokens that he like internally created, that he wasted away, was to further engage in, trading, like incredibly risky trading that Alameda had already lost all the money with. So I feel like the bankruptcy lawyers are correct in saying, dude, stop trying to make money, you fucking idiot. This is the reason why we arrived at the problem that we arrived at from the beginning, where you made, multiple billions of dollars turn into, a couple $100 million. Right? Did I understand that correctly? Because they would just like funnel assets into Alameda, and then Alameda would make like the most insane fucking trades that ended up turning into nothing.
To be the story Sam's sticking with. In addition to this, Sam also insists that FTX is not as bad off as people say. Here's him responding to a claim that users will get almost nothing from the bankruptcy.
Well, I mean, not nothing. Like, I think, that's not counting like just liquid assets that are there. I think if nothing happens, if I can never do anything again and they're left to their own devices, eventually US will get a penny on the penny, a dollar on the dollar once they get around to admitting that. And international will get, 20, 25 cents on the dollar. So I don't know exactly what, something like that.
Now, these are just more wild lies from Sam, specifically about the part about FTX International, which is hopelessly insolvent. He claims it only needs $4 billion, but that's not true. The only way he arrives at this number is because he's...
Bro, it's like a gambling addict. We saw this with Slicker. Like, you guys don't know, but there was a guy named Slicker. I don't know if you saw it. Like, it made it to the news. Yeah. He was literally like, dude, I need a couple hundred to like pay off someone else, And basically that's literally what he's doing. He's like, oh, come on, only $4 billion and I need it fast. And then, I'm going to make ends meet. Everything's going to be good. You get me? No, it's not. It's not going to be good. He's like a gambling addict.
He's counting billions of dollars in coins that FTX has as real money, while full well knowing he could never sell that. So I find this to be kind of dishonest because, like, if I create Coffee Coin and create 1 billion tokens, sell one of them for $1, technically,
if you didn't know, SBF, the genius made his money by buying Bitcoin in the U.S. and selling it in Japan, where it was around $1,000 more in price. He kept doing it with a lot of money every day. Yeah, it's brilliant.
my market cap would be $1 billion. But you'd be a fool to actually believe that's what I'm worth. But that's essentially what Sam's doing with his own balance sheet. He's treating these coins, which he owns the majority of, as if he could sell them at the current market price, which everyone knows he can't. And this denial also extends to his own coin, FTT, which is the native token of FTX, which he used as collateral to get these loans. Now, Sam says it's probably a mistake to use them as collateral, but he argues that FTT was really valuable, although hearing him explain how is pretty interesting.
I think FTT was basically more legit than most tokens in some ways. Like, I think its value is more economically underpinned than the average, than the average token was. That being said,
why do you feel that way?
Wrong. Because like the buy and burn, like, it's not just like a token that like does nothing. Like, it kind of, at least it does something.
I mean, yeah, no, it's the same shit. You just added like one additional coat of paint on the same shit, and also technically it doesn't do anything now because it's like when the bottom falls apart from what made it supposedly instill a sense of confidence in the token itself is gone, then it's nothing.
They all have that. They all have some stupid gimmick where they're just like, oh no, it's not just a token. It's solving world hunger as well. Like,
yeah, exactly. Save the kids coin.
Now, I'm kind of speechless here. Sam seems to be suggesting that his token doesn't do nothing, therefore is justifiably worth $1 billion. This is despite the fact that he created it from thin air and owned most of the tokens. It's just so insanely cynical, in my opinion. His real justification for its use case is only these buy and burns he did with the FTT token, which is just basically where FTX spent money to buy up a bunch of FTT tokens, which they owned most of. So it's literally arguing that pumping your own price makes a token valuable. I don't know.
Awesome.
It's, by the way, that literally is at the fucking basis of why NFTs are now worth like $3. Like, they did that over and over again. Every part of crypto has been a scam from top to bottom. It's just like fucking unregulated securities trading. It's just or it's just all fraudulent. And yet, for some reason, people still turn around and they're like, "Nah, dog, you don't understand." Every step of the way, they've said that. No, Bitcoin and Ethereum aren't. Bitcoin and Ethereum aren't. Yeah, totally, dude. It's just there is nothing that is holding this entire process. Okay, there is nothing. It is just confidence. That's it. There's no asset that you can point to. It's just confidence. It's confidence in the crypto eventually working. Okay.
What's the initial pitch to make this like different from any other kind of speculation? It's like a technology. What are they?
Well, there's two different kinds of things. One, they say the technology is unique because it's on a blockchain, and like, that way, every trade that you've ever done is like happening simultaneously. They also say that it's like
anonymous. That's
like,
a big thing as well.
Anonymous, but like not really, because once your crypto wallet address is leaked, like then it's like literally the least anonymous. Because like if you buy a fucking burger with crypto, they're gonna know what kind of seasoning you put on it. You know what I mean?
But do we even want anonymous things? Like, I thought the issue with all finance, like lack of regulation.
Yeah, like, I don't actually have an issue with like. I don't have an issue with like the blockchain, even though its implementation, especially if it's like adopted as like universal usage, would be significantly costly. And I haven't really seen how that computation would be done.
Right.
Like if it had like, mass usage, because like we already have something for that. But I also don't have an issue with avoiding SWIFT. And avoiding like fiat currency. If you want to like, I don't know, if you want to fund like a Palestinian children's fund, like you can't fucking do that through PayPal. Yeah. You know what I mean? You just can't.
Buying drugs online.
Yeah, or that, or buying
steroids,
or buying drugs. Exactly. So there is like usage of that sort, which I think is fine. But ultimately, people that claim that it's going to be shitting on blockchain but can't even explain what it is. Okay, see, this is what I mean. First of all, that's not even the case. I've talked about this a million times over. You can go find any number of different instances where I've explained the blockchain or explained cryptocurrency in general. But even if I was a fucking complete dumbass who doesn't know anything about cryptocurrency, I'm still in a better position than you because I didn't fucking buy in to something that I don't understand hypothetically. Whereas you did, and you lost your money, and you're still fucking talking shit. That's the difference, dog. Anyway, having said that, though, no, like I said, blockchain, like having every single fucking transaction appear simultaneously all around the planet it seems like a good idea. I don't have an issue with that, even though there are privacy concerns there, I think. But they tried to argue that the blockchain is secure. It can't be overwhelmed, but it's been overwhelmed. Of course it has. I like you, but maybe don't speak about something you don't understand. Maybe get educated before having a take. I'm saying this having never owned crypto before.
I got you there.
Wait, what? I don't understand. Like, what more would you like to know about this? Also, this guy's saying you don't understand crypto or he doesn't own crypto. I'm willing to bet he definitely does. Crypto is basically just a bunch of computers telling each other how much fossil fuel they have burned. Humans saw this and thought it was kind of a flex to brag about how much money we were setting on fire, and then economic bro science took over. If your wallet gets doxxed, you're fucked for privacy. Yeah. That's what I mean. If your crypto wallet is leaked, you're done. Like, they can know everything. They know everything you've ever purchased. They know all your other side wallets. Like, one of the only ways to get out of cryptocurrency without having it be traced is like, what was it? Like, there's like an Eastern European, or I think a Russian service where they literally fucking plant money inside of a forest. Like, they just dig a hole inside of a forest and put like actual cash in that hole, and the expectation is like, hopefully you'll be able to access it, and hopefully it's there. You know what I mean?
That's just a lucky dip. Do they give you the location? Or it's just
like, no, they give you a location for it. You get a cold wallet and store it in a bunker. No, I'm not even talking about that shit. I'm talking about like how you flip your cryptocurrency back into cash without like having it be traceable. You can't track the one who sent the crypto. That's why it's powerful. People can avoid taxes. Well, there's that too.
People already avoid taxes. Like,
yeah.
They don't need crypto to do that.
Oh, yeah. There's something called coin tumbling, which sends your money through random other wallets, so it's harder to track. Still not impossible, though.
It still enters your bank account at the end of the day. Track it. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, unless you get it in cash.
Yeah.
From the Russian forest, where it has hopefully, fingers crossed, been buried like they claimed it was. Anyway.
Maybe we should do a scam.
Yeah, we do a scam to prove how easy scams are. We don't actually do a scam.
No,
I've thought about that. There's XMR Monero, which is actually a completely private and untraceable coin. Okay. Coin tumbling is all about endpoint control. There are other assets that you can buy with crypto to wash it, though. Yes, precious metals, even stocks and bonds, depending on the way you go about it. Or one of the most common ways that people purchase things with cryptocurrency, jewelry. Yes, if you go to any jeweler in Los Angeles right now, they will have a little sign that says cryptocurrency accepted.
Is that how you
and that's how you fucking know. This is, my $100 necklace that I bought with cryptocurrency. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this was my non-taxable $100 that I wanted to hide, shelter from the government. All you've done is ask for steak, say steak. Yeah, no, he's a train fan, and he's making jokes about him, but wait, what? Perfect chatter. I like you, but maybe don't speak about something you don't understand. Okay, but like, what is the part that I don't understand?
Not rich enough.
I don't understand like what he is saying, what he's confused about with respect to what I don't understand about cryptocurrency. Anyway, regardless, why do we care about this one chatter? I don't know. I just landed on it for no reason. I have always been a crypto hater, and I will probably continue to be a crypto hater. I think it's just bullshit, and don't get destroyed. You are always going to be the one holding the bag, okay?
Yeah.
Trust me.
But by the time any information gets to a guy like me, it's
yes.
way too late.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, where the fuck was it? Let's finish.
It's akin to saying my Ponzi is better than your Ponzi because I pump my own money back into it sometimes. I don't know. It's ridiculous. And it reminds me of a video we did 6 months ago where Sam described everything as a Ponzi scheme. Oh. Well, it seems fitting that he actually created his own token with similar Ponzi-nomics, with a few extra bells and whistles, I suppose. Now, funny enough, after this long call spent dodging or being...
See, also, I used to be someone into crypto, and your outlook made me dump everything, and I did it right before prices fell. We're very low, so you kind of saved me. Thanks. You're welcome. Aww. Now you better be fucking literally lacing up the entirety of chat, especially at the top of the fucking hour, okay, where there's a 60-second ad break coming, and you can now gift everyone in the fucking chat, or not a 60-second ad break, sorry, a 3-minute ad break, 180-second ad break coming, okay? Now you can gift so many fucking chatters who also will no longer see the fucking ads. That's right, dude. That's right. Okay, listen, I'm 10 minutes early. Shut the fuck up. That's not that early, okay? Hassan's Femboy Masseuse, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads. There's a 3-minute ad break now. Bam.
I had the funniest thing that saved me because I bought a bit into crypto when there was all the hype. I was like, oh, I'll just do it because everyone's doing it. I put a fairly small amount in.
Then, like a couple $1 million?
Yeah, a couple mil.
Yeah.
But then my dad, who I don't speak to at all, called me up and started talking to me about crypto. And it suddenly hit me. I was like, oh, I should sell my crypto.
Yeah,
I was like, so I sold it, made like a $50 loss. And then literally 2 days later was when that big 40% crash happened. I was like,
damn, nice, dude.
My
got
dad
out.
saved me accidentally.
Yeah, a litmus test for what not to do.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, if you have someone in your life like that, you can use yourself as an example. Like as Boy just correctly mentioned, it's like by the time I hear about it, you know that shit's it's over, right? It's a scam.
Who's pumping this up?
Yeah. It's like the Super Bowl ads, dude. It was so fucking obvious that it was just going to crash and burn. I don't know.
Well, they still got crypto ads on the World Cup now, like all over the stadium. Crypto.com.
Yeah.
It's just like how does it still exist?
Yeah. They're still trying to like, I mean, I even made the argument back then, like all these shit coins and these rug pulls are so easy to fucking pull off, and it is going to undermine the confidence that people have in cryptocurrency in general. And then you have one of these like most established, most legitimate exchanges that is supposed to be the legitimizing force for crypto turning into like, another Ponzi scheme. Yeah. It's like, how are you going to fucking sit there and be like, no, trust me though, this time it's different. Like, no. Bitcoin, totally different. Ethereum, totally different. It's going to work. It's going to work. Maybe eventually, guys.
Duplicitous about his responsibility of fraud here. Sam complained about reporters not being interested.
What's the difference between coins and stock? Both are Ponzi's. Both can work. The confidence, the centralization, and the fundamentals, I guess, to a certain degree, with one over the other, makes one at least less legitimate than the other. Okay.
Also, a lot of stock is tied to actual things. Like, I mean, I don't know. Not a lot. Oh, yeah.
No, if that was the case, then like stock buybacks would not be artificially pumping the stock prices. No, I do agree. Like I'm anti-stock market. Like it's not an accident. I've talked about this plenty of fucking times.
I'm so anti-crypto that I love the stock market now. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I just, I've told you that. It's just that like there is still, a stock is a little asset that's tied with a business, yes, but it does have the capacity to be overvalued for no fucking reason whatsoever. Literally, look at Tesla. Oh my God, there's no better example of, there's no better example of like stocks not being tied to something super tangible is Tesla. Okay, it's the best example you can use. It's technically a technology company, and therefore it's very different. That's why it has like. The 10x the valuation that Volkswagen has, even though like they put out so much more, they create so much more value. They make more cars, they sell more cars. 98% of their fucking fleet has not been recalled. You know, for example.
Fucking insane.
It's also funny that it's kind of the same nerds that are buying the Tesla stock, the crypto people that are overinflating it because it's just all hype. They like Elon, like.
Yeah. Crypto was in its best place without it being co-opted by influencers and startups when I could send dollars to my friends in Vietnam and shit in places that didn't have Western Union. That's the most useful shit ever, in my opinion. Yeah, to buy drugs. Yeah. That was when crypto had the most, that was peak utility.
Yeah, it only works if it's like illegitimate.
Yeah.
And not many people are doing it.
But it is funny whenever people come up to me and say, well, stocks are arbitrary. I'm like, I agree with you.
Well, it's the same Biden thing. It's like, you don't like Republicans? Well. FDIC insures up to $250K in an exchange. BTC doesn't have those protections. Normies get fucked less in stock trading. Well, yeah. That's why I said there's like rules and regulations that at least to a certain degree protect consumers. And also, if the stock market falls apart, everything falls apart. If Bitcoin falls apart, then, you know, some of the early adopters made money and you got fucked. I've said this, all the good use cases for crypto do not involve a speculative asset. Yeah. Stocks are not arbitrary. They're tied to the performance of the underlying businesses. Yeah. No, totally. You're right. You're right. That's why fucking stocks are not arbitrary. They're totally about the performance of the business. That's why Eli Lilly's stock tanked like $8 billion in fucking one day when a fake account was like, insulin is free now. You know, and because of that performance, you know, economic meltdowns never occur. And everyone can predict them when they do occur. Everyone knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Interested in the real story, the boring story. And he said that he's tired of getting questioned about these provocative questions, like his relationship issues.
The problem is that at the end of the day, their metric is clicks. Like, that's what they need to get. And it's fine, it is what it is. But like, what it means is that like a boring story won't sell. And so they're going to be trying to ask me like the most provocative possible questions. I kind of felt like, all right, like we as a society have, in my opinion, my humble opinion, spent about enough time this week trying to figure out whether anyone in living in Albany was polyamorous.
I found this answer really amusing since he's the one who's been dodging hard questions this entire time and then says no one wants to hear the real story, and also then brings up his personal life and says, why do people keep asking about my personal life? Like, wait a second.
Dog, because I want to know if you guys are fucking bumping uglies, okay? That's why I want to know. I want to know. And now it's in like the public's interest to know as well. Now that he's like did fraudulent activity that fucked over like millions of people potentially, like now it's in the public interest. So like I want to know what kind of weird, gross, nerdy sex stuff you guys did in the fucking polycule.
I want to see photos. I want to see
that
messages.
Is the most annoying thing about the lack of accountability is that we can't get any of this footage or photos.
Yeah, I just want to know what kind of weird shit that they were into. You know what I mean? Like what they were doing weird stuff. They were, you know, milk pumps probably. You know, I assume
milk pumps on your titties.
Oh yeah,
milk pumps on the titties, milk pumps on the cock.
Sick.
That sort of thing. That's what I want to know.
You just brought that up. So I find it really weird to be complaining about nobody wanting the real story. And
Mastodon 94, all of your easy generalization just proves how ignorant you are. You don't understand the first thing about polycules in the Bahamas. Okay? Wow. Milk pumps? That's elementary. Okay? Nobody uses milk pumps anymore. This is not 1998. Okay, what's next? Are you going to talk about, you know, shocking people's nipples or wax play? We don't do that anymore. The polycules have advanced, okay? We're talking about Chinese harem shit, okay? Chinese water torture, as a matter of fact, in the polycule.
And then not answering hard questions about backdoors and instead talking about your relationship. I just thought that was really funny. Now, so far, I've spent a lot of time talking about Sam's credibility or lack thereof. But to me, this all begs the question, what can we learn from Sam, who's so calculated, who's so intent on building this reputation or this image of himself, and he just isn't a reliable narrator? And I think the only honest answer is that we can see how flawed and warped his reality really is. Because in Sam's world, he's still the good guy. He just made an honest mistake, an embarrassing mistake, sure, but an honest one. It's the lawyers who screwed him, who want to burn things to the ground. He's standing on the sidelines with $4 billion that no one's seen, ready to put it all in to save everyone. If you only let him sell you his Ponzi tokens on the way out, it'll all be fine. But we know the truth. Things are not fine at FTX. Reality has finally barged its way into the Bahamas, and it's taking hold. So I want to wrap this up by speaking to the person who's responsible for this interview, Tiffany Fong. I wanted to ask how she even got this interview, since so few people have been able to speak to Sam.
I was surprised that he was willing to chat with me too. I'm not a traditional journalist or a reporter. I literally only started posting about crypto at the end of June because I lost a lot of money to Celsius Network. So I mostly started posting on Twitter and YouTube just to vent. But a few months into posting,
I mean,
yeah, I was going to say, I can guess why.
Celsius employees started sending me leaked information, like leaked files and leaked audio. One of which was a leaked internal all-hands meeting that I posted on September 13th to the public. And I think you actually briefly covered that in one of your videos. But Sam Bankman-Fried started following me that day. So we had a couple of brief friendly exchanges on Twitter. A couple of them I think are actually public. So our DMs were already open when FTX filed for bankruptcy on November 11th. So I just figured I would shoot my shot and see if he'd be willing to chat with me. I really was not expecting a response from him, but a few days later on November 16th, he said he'd be happy to chat. And he actually—
Bro, this dude literally, oh my God, this dude is like, people are like, where the fuck is he? And he's like, let me DM this lady who who lost a lot of money in Celsius. That's probably part of the reason where he's like, oh, okay, she's like a bit of a sucker for crypto stuff. So you know, she might be a mark.
$1 billion.
Yeah.
Actually suggested a voice chat. So that's how all this came about. And it's all still kind of shocking to me as well.
That's so crazy because
90% of chat with the response, the immediate response they had about her, would probably literally do the same thing as Sam Bankman-Fried. It's so obvious, dude. Look at you guys. Conduct yourselves differently, chat. Holy shit.
Basically, you're one of the few people who
Chat's
got
like, I wish I had a couple
Sam.
billion. I wish I had a couple billion right now.
Definitely no one else that I know of on audio. So I understand that you'll be releasing the full call yourself on your YouTube channel. But, you know, how long is this call? Where can people learn more about you?
The call should be about 20 minutes long. I did redact some of the parts that he explicitly told me not to repeat. But yeah, I'll post the call on my YouTube channel because I think that a lot gets lost on Twitter threads. So I think
for sure, guys.
Yeah, you got to redact it because this man has $8 billion. He's going to sue the shit out of you.
Yeah, it turns out. Well, I don't think he does anymore.
Oh,
but
really?
But I mean, it's fucking nuts. It's nuts. Now that the dust is settled for the interview, it seems clear that SBF doesn't want any blame of the FTX collapse to fall on his parents. Both are Stanford law professors, and SBF has said they're very influential in shaping his ethical framework. In the interview, he stressed that they bore no responsibility for what happened. Another plank of the SBF defense, it is possible FTX's clients could end up getting their money back. Details are sparse on how.